Two former light heavyweight champions and two former opponents of Alex Pereira will go toe-to-toe this weekend at UFC 311. That is Jiri Prochazka and Jamahal Hill. Very, very big matchup at 205 pounds. Could be deciding who fights the winner of Alex Pereira and Magomed Ankalaev. In this video, I'm going to give you a breakdown and official prediction for the fight, so stick around to hear my thoughts. I'm Wyatt, and this is Fight Society. Before we get into the video, guys, please make sure to like, subscribe, drop a comment down below. All that good YouTube stuff really helps me out a lot. If you want access to bonus content, such as members-only live streams, and you want to help support the channel even further, become a channel member in the link below this video, or click the join button on our channel homepage. Thank you very much. Back to the video. All right, guys, so one of the bigger matchups that's not for a belt that we have seen in a while is between these two former light heavyweight champions and former opponents of Alex Pereira. These two guys actually make up 3 out of Alex Pereira's last 4 fights. You had Jiri at UFC 295, Jamahal at UFC 300, Jiri again at UFC 303, and then he fought Khalil Roundtree at 307. Let's get into it, okay? First off, we have Jiri Prochazka at 30 wins and 5 losses. He's coming off of a KO loss for the second time to Alex Pereira at UFC 303. Now, Jiri is a very active fighter. He only had to take a little bit of time off when he separated his shoulder. He was out for over a year when he dislocated his shoulder after becoming champion. But since then, he came back for the vacant belt that Jamahal Hill had to vacate at UFC 295 and lost to Alex Pereira. Elbows to the side of the head up against the fence, followed by some ground and pound after Jiri got dropped. Then he went and had a crazy back and forth fight where he almost got KO'd by Alexander Rakic. And then from then on, he went to fight Alex Pereira again at UFC 303, where they replaced what was supposed to be the Conor Chandler main event, and Pereira won by second round head kick very early in the second round. Jamahal Hill's 12-2, and he's coming off of, honestly, not a very impressive couple of years, okay? His last win was January of 23, so that's 2 years ago at this point. Took a bunch of time off because he tore his Achilles, and then he came back to fight Alex Pereira at UFC 300. Never got out of first gear. He kicked Alex Pereira in the cup, got KO'd. That was kind of it, okay? Before that, it was Glover Teixeira, who he dominated on short notice. And then before that, it's Thiago Santos, Johnny Walker, Jimmy Crute, Ovince St. Preux win and lost to Paul Craig. Now, and then the rest of the guys, couple of bums and a Dana White Contender Series. Now, I'm not saying that Jamahal Hill is necessarily an overrated fighter, but his resume is not impressive. Like, his best win is an old Glover Teixeira on short notice. This is not an impressive resume. I actually went into this video leaning heavily towards Jamahal Hill, and now that I'm doing some research, along with Jamahal Hill's mindset, I'm leaning the other way now, but I'll get to that in a minute. Alex Pereira and Jamahal Hill have had some beef since they fought at UFC 300. I've made multiple videos about it. Jamahal Hill has been non-stop coping about his loss to Alex Pereira. Lucky shot, I didn't see it coming, the ground hit me, whatever it was. He tried to press out Alex Pereira after months of talking shit to him on Twitter, YouTube, and all that, and he walked up to him during the UFC 310 fight week, which was in December, and tried to press out Alex Pereira. We've been over this. This is old news, but here's a quick reminder of Alex Pereira pulling Jamahal Hill's card.
I don't Twitter now.
And if you remember, Alex even dapped him up. I mean, he was just confused by the whole thing. Throws him the gloves, says, "Let's fight."
Let's make money. Let's make money. Yeah. That money from that boy being asleep. We're good, boys. We're good. In the cake, boys. I'm going to take another time right now. In the cake, boys.
There it is. Plenio trying to break it up. We've been over this. This is old news, okay? Now, here is Jiri Prochazka on the Michael Bisping podcast just about a week ago saying what he would do. And he was on there with Felder and Michael Bisping. This is Jiri saying what he would do in a situation like that with Alex Pereira.
Let me ask you a question, Jiri. You walk up to Alex Pereira in a gym. You're talking to him. He throws a pair of gloves at your feet. What do you do?
Let's fight.
And there's Yuri's response. I mean, it just seems like as much shit as Jamahal Hill likes to talk, that Jiri is with the shits way more than Jamahal is. So considering their resumes, I'm going to actually throw out, normally I wouldn't do this, I'm going to throw out the fact that Jiri Prochazka has got knocked out twice and took a ton of damage in the Rakic fight. So in the last, let's say 13 months, Yuri's brain has taken a bad beating. Okay. It's just the truth. And it's what this sport is. It's fighting. Okay. You get hurt, you lose brain cells. It is what it is. All of that considered, because that alone would normally make me choose Jamahal Hill. Now, the reason I am going to officially predict Jiri Prochazka here is Yuri's fought way better talent, even if he's had losses. He's been more active, and he's just got that fighter mindset. I think Jamahal Hill is way too petty. I think Jamahal Hill is way too immature and way too emotional to get into or to take this type of fight. Jiri doesn't stop coming until you put him out cold. That's the only thing that stopped him against Alex Pereira twice. Alexander Rakic landed some big shots and beat the fucking brakes off of Jiri Prochazka for round one, and Jiri was just in there. Rakic hit him with an elbow, and Jiri literally just rebooted. He dropped for a second and rebooted, and then ended up winning the fight. I think Jamahal Hill, and this is so lame of me to say from sitting behind a computer, I think Jamahal Hill's mentally weak. I think he's really mentally weak as a fighter. Now, I'm not trying to take away from his career, but when you compare him to people like Jiri and Alex Pereira, he's too emotional. And I think that's what's going to cost him. I think that Jiri Prochazka is going to come out there, and I think he's going to steamroll Jamahal. I think he's going to beat Jamahal Hill in the first round, maybe the second. I think that the pace and the willingness to trade and throw big shots is going to come back in Yuri's favor. Now, I could be wrong. Jamahal Hill fucking cracks. He could put a 1-2 down the pipe that KOs Jiri, especially as many times as he's been KO'd recently. I think Jiri doesn't really like put a pace on him, but is just in his face, aggressive and intense with much more responsible defense than we've seen in the past. I think he's going to get a first round KO. So that's my official prediction for the feature fight of UFC 311, Jiri Prochazka first round KO. Let me know your thoughts down below. Thanks for watching this video. Please make sure to like, subscribe, all that YouTube stuff. It really helps me out a lot. If you want access to bonus content, become a channel member today by clicking the join button on our channel homepage or the link down below this video. If you're interested in some non-MMA content from me, go check out my podcast, What's Up Bro, with Wyatt and Bo, in the link down below. Go watch this suggested video, and I'll see you next time.